What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. Today I want to focus on Ben Betker of the Everrett Silvertips, a huge defenseman, 6'5" and 200 pounds. One of the more tenacious players in this draft, a really punishing blue liner that isn't afraid to cross the line in terms of physicality. And we could all use guys like that in our back ends of teams we're building. Can definitely improve his footwork. It's really subpar. Bigger guys tend to take longer to get the foot speed going, but minus 21 in the regular season with Everett and minus 6 in the playoffs is no way to be. But actually, before we go too deep, I want to talk about he was traded as part of a package from the Portland Winterhawks to the Everett Silvertips, which is pretty cool little footnote there, because on the receiving end to Portland was one Seth Jones. Pretty cool little story there. But like I said, back to Betker. Real tenacious defenseman. Only had 6 points in 68 games with Everett, but to start the season, they had a pretty good blend before Ryan Murray got hurt with Betker, with Mueller, and probably should have done a little bit better, but it is what it is. I can see him playing in the league down the line. I think he's going to need a lot of time, and I think being a late birthday doesn't really help him, because I think he could use another year of juniors, whereas opposed to he'll be in the AHL or professional hockey at some level after this season, so 2014. But it is what it is. He's going to make the most of it. He's really going to cut back on the dangerous plays. He's 100 penalty minute guy in the Western Hockey League, which is a tough and rough and tumble league, but he's got to really pick his spots in terms of taking penalties more than anything else, and his footwork's got to get better. He's a big guy, but at the next level, you got to be able to escape with the best of them, and I think the upside's there to take him in the 4th or 5th round, and right, wrong, or difference because he's so big. When you got the bigger guys that are worth taking a gamble on, because if they don't work out, they don't work out. But you can always justify it by saying, they're 6'5", 200 pounds. I think that goes back to a quote Theo Fleury had, that big guys have to prove they can't play and small guys have to prove they can play. And I think Becker's an example of that. But, I think he's got some potential there. I don't think you're getting, Chris Pronger, but I think you're getting a pretty good big defenseman. Anytime you get a long reach, to break up passes. I mean, if Hal Gill can play, 15, 20 years in the NHL, there's a place for guys like Ben Betker. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. I'm pretty intrigued by a good mix of size and tenacity, and he could make one very lucky GM look like a genius on draft day. Anyway, that's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profile on Ben Betker of the Everett Silvertips, defenseman eligible for the 2013 NHL entry draft. Stay tuned for more episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.